Okay, all gone. Look at this. I mean, here's my foot next to a wolf track right now. I really hope that this camera caught some footage. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Guys, I just saw my very first wolf I've ever seen in my entire life. But just getting to see it, it was so majestic as it ran. I am actually headed out to beautiful Sierra Valley, California, and this week's adventure is going to be kind of crazy because I am going to be camping out in the valley near where they have been sighting a bunch of wolves. My brother-in-law actually works on a ranch where they've been having a lot of wolf problems, and it's the same valley that my parents used to own a ranch at, and they're recently retired, so they've sold the ranch, but I still have family that live out there, and they've had a lot of issues with wolves attacking calves. It's been all over on the news. I would love to see a wolf. I don't want to see one attacking any calves because I'm coming from a cattle rancher's family. It's really a huge controversy with the ranchers up here, and I know that it's a huge issue for them financially. A lot of them have these family ranches that have been passed down. Like, it's a big issue. Don't want to downplay that at all. I would love to see some and photograph some if possible. It's just a lifelong dream of mine to do that. So we're gonna go out to Sierra Valley and see if we can find any wolves. So I pulled over because I forgot I actually have this brand new dual 4K dash cam, and so I actually want to install that really quickly onto my windshield. Since I'm going to be out in the area where they've sighted wolves, I think it'd be good just to put that up there. You never know what you're going to catch. So this camera comes with a little sticky tab that you can actually just put right in here and slide on. Very simple. Just press and hold it on like this. So this little part goes into the side here. You're gonna take the other side of this and just plug it into your adapter right here, your 12 volt. So the really nice thing about this camera is it comes with a mini SD card, so I literally just had to plug it in, it started recording, and I'm good to go. I'm gonna try to capture some good footage. I really hope I'm gonna catch some wolves. We'll see, at least some other wildlife, but I really love this new camera. Apollo and I slept really good last night. We got a lot of good rest. We're excited for another beautiful day here in Sierra Valley. So last night we put up a trail cam because we had seen a bunch of wolf tracks around the area. So we decided last night to put up a trail cam to check and see if they were going to come back. I really hope that this camera caught some footage. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Gonna be feeding a little baby calf named Lefty. First, Lefty gets a bottle full of liquid to stay extra hydrated, and then a bottle of the calf formula. Well, good morning, Lefty. Good morning. Oh, aren't you the cutest? Aren't you the cutest? Yeah. He's already almost eaten it. He's hungry. Huh, you're hungry. Okay, now here comes the formula, the stuff you're gonna really like. Ugh. This is the good stuff now, yeah. So this little guy doesn't have a mama to take care of him right now, and so the reason that he's actually in this trailer while we're feeding him to get stronger is because he needs to be somewhere safe just because of the wolf problems and to make sure that he has a chance to grow up and be big and strong. Oh, he already sucked that down. Oh, okay, all gone. And that is how you bottle feed a calf. This old barn may look ordinary, but legend says it's home to something foul. Over 15 years ago, a chicken died here, and according to the locals, and by locals I mean my nieces and their friends, it has never left. Wolf tracks have been spotted nearby. Owls come and go. Their feathers are everywhere. But through it all, one presence remains: the haunted chicken. They say if you listen closely at night, you can hear it scratching, clucking, watching. So naturally, I had to come check it out. I mean, I'm not saying I believe it, but I'm also not sleeping here tonight. We're in the barn right now, and this is where the story of the haunted chicken lives. Right through this gate. Its remains are still here, and according to the legend, you're not allowed to touch them, or he may come after you. Do you believe this story? On the way back to the van, I reviewed the footage from the game cam. Sadly, the only things it captured that night were the rain and a black barn cat walking by. No wolves and no haunted chicken. All right, guys, we got a call from my brother-in-law. My sister and I are feeding the calves, and then he lets us know he's out in the field. He got a call that wolves were spotted out in the valley. But just because the wolves were spotted there this morning, I want to see if I can go see anything. I drove up from Sierra Valley into Clover Valley, a quiet, winding stretch of land tucked away in Sierra County. It was just about 20 minutes from where I'd been camping, but it felt like I'd crossed into another world. The road climbed gently through the trees, opening now and then to wide golden meadows and distant ridge lines. The kind of place that makes you roll down the window and just breathe it all in. I pulled over at one point, grabbed my drone, and sent it soaring over a wide open field. There was something moving out there. I thought for a second maybe a wolf, but when I looked through my binoculars, I realized it was a coyote, beautiful, alert, and completely at home in this wild open space. It moved like it belonged there, and honestly it did. Still wild, still magical. This whole area feels like something out of a dream. The colors of the grasses shifting in the wind, the soft rustling of trees, the quiet broken only by birdsong. The stillness wasn't empty. It was alive, and it was feeding my heart and soul. I had my new 4K dash cam running the whole time, trying to capture even a fraction of what I was feeling. Eventually, I came into a field full of deer, just grazing peacefully, not even startled by the sound of my tires on the gravel. I stayed there for a while watching them. Part of me was still hoping I'd see a wolf. I had almost convinced myself I wouldn't. Honestly, I almost gave up. And then, just like that, there it was, a wolf. Right on this green bank, it was running along, a light colored one. It is in that thick right there. So most I can zoom in right now. I just saw a wolf, you guys, my very first one.
On the right side of that bush.
On the right side of the bush?
It's out on the right side of that bush. It's running across.
There it is, there it is, there it is. Oh my gosh. Guys, there's the wolf. There's the wolf. There it is right there. You guys can see it running. Oh my gosh. Addie, did you see the wolf?
Oh my gosh, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, where at?
In the sage. It's, you see this wood tree?
Yes.
The base of it, it's sitting right there.
It's the pine tree with the bee. I can't tell. Is that it sitting there? Yes, it is. It's walking up. You can see it. You can see it. There it is. It's running up. We saw it, guys. Guys, I just saw my very first wolf I've ever seen in my entire life. I cannot believe I saw a wolf. So we saw a wolf over by the geese. My sister spotted it, backed up. I flew my drone. I could not find it anywhere. Super disappointed, but happy for her because it's the first one she's ever seen. And then we come around the corner and I see more geese swimming on this pond area. And I look and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, give me the binoculars. And I look and there's a wolf on the bank. He runs into the willows. He comes out, he pokes his head out, and then he runs and goes up the bank. So it's not the best footage in the world, but it was amazing to see. And then with the binoculars, I got to see it more up close. It was so amazing. I can tell that this is high wolf area because there are prints all over the ground. Just walking down the road, and look at these wolf tracks, guys. They are all over along the road here. Like, this is crazy. Look at this. I mean, here's my foot next to a wolf track right now. And on the other side of the road, these are elk tracks. So you have the wolf tracks on one side and the elk right here. So it looks like they were going after the elk. I cannot believe I saw my very first wolf. I have never seen a wolf in my life. It was honestly like so cool to see and a little bit scary at the same time because they are huge. But just getting to see it, it was so majestic as it ran. And I wanted to see one so badly, and I just really had given up thinking I wasn't going to get to see any. And then my sister saw the first one. I missed that. I tried to catch it on the drone. I'm going to go over my drone footage when I get back to the house because I'm hoping to see one. But just to see that second one and watch that run across, like, it was absolutely insane. So my heart's content. I have seen bears, I have seen moose, and I have now seen a wolf. So that was pretty intense. And a couple packs have been sighted over here. And like we said, we just saw two within, not even 10 minutes of each other. Just the crazy thing though is how this area just has had so many wolves. Like, it's been a place that has not been safe for a lot of the ranchers because the wolves are taking their calves. There's just so much controversy over the wolves here, and it's hard to find that balance of how we can all coexist. You're reintroducing them back into a population where before in their natural habitat, people weren't living here and they weren't raising cattle. And so you just have this unbalance now. And really the controversy around that is trying to find out what that balance is. I don't necessarily know what that is myself, but I do know they have to have some kind of a solution because what's going on now just isn't working. But man, I just cannot believe that I saw a wolf. Like, it's crazy insane. I have finally seen a wolf. And they are so much bigger than you think they're gonna be. I was thinking at first, like, how can I tell it's not gonna be a coyote? There was no mistake when I saw a wolf that it was a real wolf.